Right, good evening, everybody. I think I'm live. I think if we're lucky, I'm live. If we're not lucky, well, it depends how you look at it, really. Some people will wish I wasn't live, but never mind. Right then, it's been a very interesting Mother's Day today for everybody. I hope you've all taken your presents round to your mother's houses and done your bit or needed, whatever else. Now, tonight we will have 6 rounds of just general knowledge trivia. We start tonight... Basically, our first round tonight will be entitled Sunday the 14th of March. Round number 2 tonight is an initial letter link. Round number 3 is 6 of the best, where all the answers start with 6 letters. Round number 4 is something to do with our eyes, all to do with our eyes. Round number 5 tonight is entitled Chain Letters, which I'll explain when we get there. And finally, round number 6 will be a general trivia round. Now, for all those that haven't done the quiz before, you mark your own scores. So a bit of honesty is what's required, obviously. And it's the taking part that counts. We've been doing this long enough now. Do let me know, make sure the sound and the video is working okay. Give me the thumbs up if you can all hear me. And or hopefully the video is nice and clear. We've had a lot on this week, haven't we? With interesting things. At least it hasn't all been this week about the dreaded coronavirus. We have had the interruption of the royals, haven't we? The royals causing royal havoc and mayhem, spouting on about this, that, and everything else. But whichever side of the fence you are on, it's been making an interesting reading this week so far. Right then, we have at the moment Luke Tacey's just joined us. So good evening, Luke. Nice to see you. Hope all is well with you. I will explain the quiz as we go along tonight. We've also had Black Panther, BP. I like that, BP. I used to work for BP. It's Black Panther. So good evening to you. Hope all is well. Jed and Tracy have just joined us. Good evening, says Jed and Tracy. They're checking in, as is Ian Barker. So good evening to you, Ian. I expect you're all keen and raring to go on and get on those planes as soon as possible. Well, hopefully, if you can get your jab soon, you may well be allowed in various countries in Europe. It looks like they're opening the borders up sometime in the next month or two, so it should be good fun. Chris has just said good evening, so good evening, Chris. Hope all is well with you. I am drinking some of the beer you got me this afternoon, Chris, so thanks for that, and it's very tasty indeed. Right, my daughter, as usual, will be doing the scoring as we go. You'll notice Lydia, she has a little, not the scoring, she'll be writing all the questions down in the chat column. Do feel free to chat. Those that put the best jokes in of the evening, I will be giving them a thumbs up as usual. Let's see who else has joined us so far tonight. So we've got Andrew and Jane Lewis. They're saying good evening from sunny Yelvertoft. That's just outside Rugby, for all those that don't know. And the Rugby Rotary Club have also just joined us with Kevin Giernan and friends. So good evening, Kevin, and my friends from the Rotary Club. Hope all is well. Mick and Bev have just joined us. So good evening, Mick and Bev from sunny Bilton. So I hope you two are keeping well. PRS are also just signing in. His Royal Highness, her Royal Highness, PRS are signing in. George has just joined us. He's saying, hey, Mick. Happy Sunday. Well, happy Sunday to you, George. You're keeping well. PRS is asking how the power generation is. Well, it's been a bit dismal today, as everybody can imagine. It's pretty awful, really, but never mind. I hope that things will improve this week as the sun comes out. I'm sure it will do. Debbie's just joined us. She's saying, good evening, all from rainy Hill Morton. Well, it was absolutely persisting it down about an hour ago when I took my mother-in-law home after she'd spent the day with us for Sunday lunch. Well, since lunchtime anyway. And I think she enjoyed her lunch. We had some roast duck today. Who else had roast duck today? That'd be interesting to know whether anybody else had roast duck, but never mind. We were looking at the beef, but me being a bit parsimonious, I thought, no, we'll avoid that because it was about 15 quid for a small joint. So we gave that a miss, and we went for a Gressingham duck instead, which was very nice, actually, surprisingly. I even surprised myself. My wife cooked it beautifully, although she did say I should have been cooking it, obviously, but never mind. Right, Mike Yates has just joined us. So good evening, Mike. Hope all is well with you. Have you a full team tonight, or are you on your own? You'll have to let me know. I think you've probably got some team members with you tonight. Chris has just joined us. Good evening, Chris. Hope all is well with you. Have you managed to get out on that golf course again, or are the golf courses still closed? I was a bit unsure, actually, as whether they were back open again. I don't know. Martin Davis has just joined us. He said, good evening, Nick. The Nicks are now fully online team. That's what I like to see. And Penny Graham has just joined us. So good evening, Penny. Hope all is well with you. Graham and Jane Gifford have just joined us from Upper Toft, which is, for all those that don't know, near Cambridge or just outside Cambridge. In fact, it's virtually on the meridian, the Greenwich Meridian. Toft almost runs through the village, but not quite. It's a bit to one side. Yes. For all those that don't know, you will be impressed to know that I've actually invested in a new microphone, which probably means that I sound clearer than normal. That does, of course, mean that my singing will be even more mellifluous than is always the case. So I'm hoping you're going to enjoy my singing as usual, Robin. And it should be, what's that? Yes, you will also notice any slurring further on in the quiz after my 6th bottle of whatever it is, Jagged Edge. I think we're on Jagged Edge tonight. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? It claims to be a spiky India Pale Ale, so we'll see what that tastes like later. Right then, George has just joined. Wait a minute. I'll go back up my list first. Sorry. So Graham and Jane were joining us from Upper Toft. We've got Vanessa Hughes has just joined us. She's saying, evening, Nick and family. Good evening to you, Vanessa. Hope all is well. Pinky and Perky. Now, Pinky and Perky did remarkably well last week. They're present and mostly correct. So well done to you. And great to see you back again. Raring to do battle, of course. Georgie and Rory are with us. So the Yorkers have just joined us. So good evening from sunny York. I expect it was probably better than it's been here. Most of the day it's been pretty poor weather here today. John's just joined us. Alwaz, yes, Alawaz. I'm almost being able to pronounce that now. Alawaz, yes, which I know is not far from Burton-on-Trent somewhere, isn't it? Or that way. So good evening, John. Hope all is well with you. And I hope you're raring to do a few quiz rounds tonight. There should be some fun in there for everybody. Mike Yates. Should be a full team, he's saying. Robin's just saying, is it a Gressingham duck? A new habit of rhyming slang. Well, yes, Gressingham duck, it could be a new form of rhyming slang, Robin. Let's hope it's not. Ian's just put, wait a minute, Ian Miller, he says, evening, I'm on Captain's Reserve. That sounds fascinating. Sounds like, what percentage is that? I expect that's well up in the 40%, isn't it, Ian? Sounds like a wonderful whiskey, that one. Faye's just joined us. She says, well, hello, good evening from the Boobies. So the Booby Prize girls are raring to go. Keith Mitchell has just joined us. He says, hi, Nick, from a slightly drizzly Minehead. Drizzly, I suppose you mean. But yes, it's been a bit on and off here today, Keith. It's not been particularly warm. It's not been particularly bright. It's just been a dull, overcast, horrible day. But never mind. Worse things happen at sea, he says, no, Lee. I should know because I was in the Navy once. Right, good evening to our friends Sarah and Russ, Joe and James from Team Worcester. So great to see you on board and hope, let's see how we can fare tonight, Sarah. Footy Fox 86 has also just joined us and Keith just corrected it. It was drizzly after all. Thanks for that, Keith. Home Alone 6 have just joined us. Hello, we're all here tonight. That's what I like to see. Well, there's not a lot else to go out for tonight, is there, I suppose? If anybody knows the latest Manchester United score, you can keep me up to date. I was watching it, but it kept cutting out on my phone all the time, so I don't really know what's happening there. Martin Davis, he said, I thought you sounded clearer than normal. I assumed that special cream you applied had finally started working. I think you're right, Martin. Yes, it probably was the cream indeed. No, it's my new marvellous super microphone. It was a top-rated microphone on Amazon, if that means anything, but never mind. And it cost me a small fortune just to keep you locked. I did after it was only after I actually listened back to some of my previous quizzes, and I thought, what is that awful background noise all the time? And so I thought, let's try and see whether the an external microphone would be a better idea. And clearly it was, because it's it's clearly a lot clearer than it has been, he says. Right, Martin Davis, blah, blah, blah. Right, who else has just joined us? Wait a minute, I'm just going down the list here, Martin Davis. Clive and Janet, the teasers have just joined us, so good evening to the teasers. Roy's just saying, hey, Nick, got up this morning to find someone who had graffitied my front door with the letters ELWL. I thought that's well out of order. Well done, Roy. That was a great joke. That gets us going. Ian Miller, yes, I guessed it was 40%. Well spotted, he says. So 40% whiskey. That will keep you in hand tonight. And thanks for you sending me that thing about the plum porter. By the way, Ian, I got your text or I got your message. And yes, that's regular. Actually, Tesco's are very good for regular offers on beers. Right, Chris is saying, I broke a glass in the kitchen and called out to the wife to come and help me clear it up. She shouted back, okay, darling, I'll come in with my broom, to which I replied, no need, darling, just walk in. Oh dear, that's horrible, Chris, never mind. Carol's just joined us, Cornish Tyke here. Happy Mothering Sunday to all mothers. Well, that's very nice of you, Carol. Thank you, I'm sure all mothers are appreciating that. Michelle's just joined us. She's saying, good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. James, Charlie, and myself, all ready to go. Michelle, I must... you must remind me, or I must remind myself, to have a word with you afterwards and send you a text about this fish and chips supper which you're owed. So I'll get that sorted out for you. John Homewick said, you need to work on your pronunciation of Alwas. You're right, I do. Perhaps if you do it again for me, I'm going to write it down in phonetically so I can actually pronounce it properly. Ian Anthony James has just joined us. So Don Quizzotti signing in from Salford, Clapham and Lower Hill Morton. I hope, Ian, you've told the A team that they need to turn up tonight after the B team's perfect or near perfect round on Wednesday night. I think the B team did a remarkable job. Kevin's saying, please no football results. Okay, we'll keep the football results. Just no football results, everybody. I would like to know. Ian's just friend put a post on Facebook. Ask what's the oldest thing in the kitchen. Had to think not long, then he realised it's the wife. Nice one, Ian. The Ridgeways have just joined us. Good evening, Anthony, Paul and Trish. The Ridgeways are here, or I am anyway, waiting on the parents to connect. Oh, that's what I like to see. Well done, Anthony. Great to see you're connected and raring to go. Oh, he's just reminding the plum porter was there, Nasdaq. Never mind. Right, Julie, Ian and his bottle of Shiraz have just joined up. Already was. Yes, okay. I'm going to write that down so I can write Already was. Andy Smith has just joined us. Right, here we go. Oh, the Quizzy Rascals have just turned up. So good evening, the Quizzy Rascals. Right, we've got another few minutes before we kick off with our quiz tonight. It's great to see one or two. Already was. It can't be already was. Is it really? Never mind. Oh, well, spot on, says John. Fantastic. Right then, let me just go through some of last week's winners. Now then, you'll be pleased to know, or not so pleased to know, last week's winning score was a perfect 63 out of 63 points, and that was by split the difference. We didn't drop a point all night. Quite sure how they did that, but never mind. Pinky and Perky were second equal on 61 points with the Quizzy Rascals. Fantastic scores. Not far behind them, we had Don Quizzotti and the Teasers on 60 points. And just behind them, we have Mick and Bev and Carol Green on 59. Then we had a trio of teams, the Rugby Rotary Club, Home Alone 6, and Team UK USA on fantastic 58 points. And just behind them, we had the famous five, Professor Quiz Witty and PRS all on 57 points. So that's how it fared last week, which was some great results. Now, let me just run through tonight's round again. We start, as always, with a round with 13 questions tonight to start you off. Spell then the initial letters of each of your answers. We'll spell out the word Sunday, followed by 1-4, as in the 14th, THMAR, as in March. So Sunday, the 14th of March. Round number 2 is an initial letter link, where we take, again, the first 9 letters of the first answers, and or your first 9 answers. We rearrange them to spell out something for number 10. Round number 3 is called 6 of the best, where all the answers basically just have 6 letters in the answer. Round number 4 is entitled Eyes, something to do with your eyes, or there's eyes somewhere in the round. Round number 5 is chain letters, which is very similar to a trivia trail, except this time there can be 1, 2, or 3 of the previous answers. Letters are the first, second, or third of the next answer, so on and so forth, all the way down. Right, at present, with a couple of minutes to go, we've got 68 people online. Finally, round number 6 tonight is a general trivia round. Now, for all those that haven't done the quiz before, if you haven't, do let me know how you found the quiz, for starters, which will be interesting. And secondly, do feel free to get involved with the chat. There we have it. Now, you keep your own scores, and after each round, I just tell you to put your total score down, your total score. So you scored 9 in the first round, you might score another 9 in the second round. I just want to know you scored 18. Simple as that, he says, Nolly. So good evening to Dave and Anne Anderson. They've just joined us from a sunny Essex, even, not Sussex. So great to see you, and I hope it has been sunny down there, because it's certainly not been sunny here today. Right then, let's get kicked off. It is that time. It's 8:15, so it's time we got cracking with this quiz. So I'll just bring it up on my screen, minimize it so I can still see it. And here we go then. Right then, starting with the letter S. Remember, first answer starts with the letter S, first appearing in print in 1912 in The Little Mother Goose. What was the old man doing in the nursery rhyme that begins, "It's raining, it's pouring"? It's a one-word answer I'm after. Nice and easy one. Good evening, Adam. Hope all is well with Spoon and Fish tonight. They're on online, raring to go. So first appearing in print in 1912 in The Little Mother Goose. What was the old man doing in the nursery rhyme that begins, "It's raining, it's pouring"? What's that? My daughter knows that one. She's happy. She's got the first one right. Great sound improvement, said Kevin. There we go, Kevin. I'll give you a tip on a good quality microphone then. Question number 2. Ablutions is the only one-word anagram of which famous sportsman, and it's a 2-word answer. So you need to decipher the word ablutions into 2 words and find a famous sportsman. What's that, sorry? My wife was very concerned that the new microphone, we'd all be able to hear her in the background. But I think we're all right. Question number 3. It's a bit wordy. This starts with the letter N. N. The rebuilding of which New Zealand city, following a near destruction in a 1931 earthquake, gave it a high concentration of Art Deco architecture. It's also the name of a Scottish inventor of logarithms. I never knew this Henry VIII and Rupert the Bear share the same middle name. Fair play. Robin Miller, we can hear your wife in the background. Well done, Robin. That's what I like to see. Right then, question number 4. This starts with a D, although one of them doesn't. So listen carefully. It's a 2-word answer. One of them starts with a D. The River Tamar forms most of the border between which 2 English counties? Now, do you remember that's got to start with the letter D, so don't get them the wrong way round. The River Tamar forms most of the border between which 2 English counties? Jane's just putting in, of course, because they went off to New Zealand this time last year, and had a wonderful time there. She's put beautiful city. We were there last year for the Art Deco Festival. Fantastic. That sounds great. Carol Green's just saying my sort of question. Yes, Carol, from that part of the country, I suppose. So you should be able to get that one. Do remember, it's 2 words. I'm after 2 counties. One of them starts with the letter D. Don't put them the wrong way around, or I might disallow the answer. Right then, question number 5, starting with a letter A, as in Sunday. Occurring once a year in Britain, what is the modern-day equivalent of the ancient Roman festival of Hilaria? So occurring once a year in Britain, what is the modern-day equivalent of the ancient Roman festival of Hilaria? Martin's just asking a question. The real question is, will the new microphone pick up the nuances in your melodious singing? As I mentioned, Martin, I think you will be able to notice the difference in my high quality singing. Right then. That, of course, started with the letter A. Right. Question number 6, dead easy this one. With a name meaning killer. What is the spectacular national park in the Sierra Nevada range of Central California? I'm sure a few of you have been there, including me. So with a name meaning killer, what is the spectacular national park in the Sierra Nevada range of Central California? What's that? Robin, don't tempt me, don't tempt me. I suppose I could warm up with a few arpeggios. Question number 7. Now, for all those that haven't done the quiz, this starts with a number 1. But just in case you didn't know, it's a 2-digit answer. So, in the game of Monopoly, if you pick up the community chest card, you have won second prize in a beauty contest. How much would you win? I'll give you the choice. Is it £10, £15 or £100? So in the game of Monopoly, if you were to pick up a community chest card, you have won second prize in a beauty contest, which I could understand, of course. How much would you win? I'll give you the choice. Is it £10, £15 or £100? Question number 8. This starts with the number 4. Dead easy one, this. The 7-inch record was first introduced in 1949 by RCA Victor as a smaller, more durable replacement for the 78 RPM shellac discs. But what speed was the standardized to play these discs? I've put a word "was" in there, but what speed was standardized to play these discs? Again, in revolutions per minute, surprisingly. So just need a number which you would play your 7-inch singles. Question number 9 starts with the letter T. This starts with the letter T. Named after a word that means forbidden or disapproved of. What party game was first sold in 1989 with the aim being for a player to have his or her teammates guess a word on their card without using the word itself? So question 9 again. Do remember the answer starts with the letter T. Named after a word that means forbidden or disapproved of. What party game was first sold in 1989 with the aim of being for a player to have his or her teammates guess a word on their card without using the word itself? Right, question number 10. This starts with the letter H, which helps you an awful lot with this one. What is the first bridge that the boats pass under in the annual Oxford-Cambridge boat race? So what is the first bridge that the boats pass under in the annual Oxford-Cambridge boat race? Right then, for those that haven't done the quiz before, the next 3 questions start with the letters M-A-R, as in March. So your first one starts with an M. That is question number 11. What is a type of headgear now known as the traditional ceremonial headdress of bishops and certain abbots in traditional Christianity? I've put the word traditional twice in there. That's a bit of a blow, but never mind. So what's the type of headgear now known as the traditional ceremonial headdress of bishops and certain abbots in traditional Christianity? Perhaps I could just get rid of the second traditional for next time. just in case I ever use that question again. Question number 12. This is one Carol will get, and not a lot of other people will. Starting with the letter A. This is a tough question. Who was appointed Master of the King's Music and served in this position from 1942 to 1952? His most popular work, a symphonic poem, was inspired by a visit he made to Tintagel Castle in Cornwall in 1917. I'm wondering whether our Cornish tyke will get this one. So who was appointed Master of the King's Music and served in this position from 1942 to 1952? His most popular work, its symphonic poem, was inspired by a visit he made to Tintagel Castle in Cornwall in 1917. It's a two-word answer. His Christian name starts with the letter A. And finally, question number 13, starting with the letter R, as in March. The letter R, what one-word name is given to a major artery in the human arm? It's close to the surface of the underside of the forearm, somewhere down here. So what is the name of that artery? It's so what one-word name is given to a major artery in the human arm? It's close to the surface of the underside of the forearm. Right then, if you look carefully at all your answers, the initial letters should spell out the word Sunday, one for TH, Mar, as in March. So Sunday the 14th of March. I suppose I could have put a CH in there and made it up to 15 for you. I'll think about that next week, but never mind. Means writing more questions, doesn't it? Right then, for those that haven't done the quiz now, I'll give you a few seconds. So do feel free to post any silly jokes in the chat column for all of us to have a look at and see whether they're any good or not. We have one or two jokers. Chris Speaks always very good, as is Roy Jobe. And many other people actually put some good jokes in. So do feel free to stick them down. Now then, without further ado, I will go back to the beginning and we will mark the first round. Do remember you're marking your own, so it's only fair that you mark correctly and be fair to yourselves. Right then, here we go. Question 1, of course. In the old nursery rhyme, it's raining, it's pouring. The old man was snoring, of course. Number 2, ablutions is the only one-word anagram that I could find of the famous sportsman Usain Bolt. Well done if you worked that out. Usain Bolt. Not an easy one to work out. Number 3 was Napier. That city was Napier. Also the name of the Scottish inventor of the logarithms. All did logarithms at school. Number 4, of course, the River Tamar forms the border between Devon, which I wanted first, and Cornwall. Number 5, Hilaria. Something to do with making fun, of course, is April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day. Well done if you got that. Number 6, that national park is Yosemite National Park. Number 7, in Monopoly, if you picked up a card that said you won second prize in a beauty contest, you would have won £10. Number 8, of course, the 7-inch record is 45 RPM. Number 9, that word I was after, is taboo, the name of that game. Also a word that means forbidden or disapproved of, taboo. Number 10 was Hammersmith Bridge. That is the first of the bridges that the boats pass under, the other being Barnes Railway Bridge, apparently. Number 11, what type of headgear is known traditionally? It's a mitre. It was also a mitre in last week's quiz, the same part. That was to do with joining wood together, but never mind. So a mitre was what I was after. Number 12, this was the tricky one. His name was Arnie Bax, or Arnold Bax, B-A-X. Arnold Bax. And finally, number 13, it's the radial artery that runs down the forearm. And you don't want to get that cut or severed in any way, shape or form. Right then, we have at the moment 77, 78 people currently watching online. So it's great to see so many people taking part tonight. Do feel free, if you like the quiz, to give me a thumbs up by hitting the like button. In the meantime, I will read out some scores. Right, Hillary's just said the famous five are on a fantastic 13 points. So well played, the famous five. Rugby Roach Club straight off with a 12. We've got the Teasers with 13. Jed and Tracy with 13. Squeaky Bob on 11. The Ridgeways are on 11. We've got Paula Flynn Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals are on 13. PRS are on 13. Grant Gifford are on 12. Michelle and Charlie and James are on 12. Our friends from Worcester, disappointing 9, but never mind. We've got Don Quizzotti on 12. Chris Peake is on 11. David and Anderson are on 12. We've got Home Alone 6 on 11. Keith Mitchell's on 11.5. Famous Sawley on 8 points. Mick Roberts is on 11. Where's he gone to? There it is. Pinky and Perky are on 12. Adam Foster, Spoon and Fish are on 11. John Humwick's on 12. Split the Difference are on 12. We've got Ian Miller on 10. Martin Davis saying the Wheat Links 12 or 12.5 with Arnold. Well, up to you, Martin. You're marking it. I'm quite happy to give you half for Arnold. That was a tricky one after all. Carol Green did not get back, she said. She's on 11. Mike Yates is on 13. Penny Green is on 10. Professor Quiz Witty on a fantastic name. I can't get over that name. On 9 points. Debbie McCarthy's on 12. We've got Harry Julian Ian and his butler Shiraz. A little disappointing there to start Ian, I'm sure, but a 9, but never mind. Footy Fox 86 on a fantastic 7.5 points. So well played, you. Now then, round number 2. What have we got round number 2? Initial letter link. Now, for all you that have never done an initial letter link before, basically, we have 9 general knowledge questions where question number 10 asks you to rearrange the first letters. Yes, Anthony Ridgway's given him a half point. Well, I think if you've got Arnold, you kind of know half of it, at least. Because you can't just guess at Arnold, can you? So, up to you. You're marking your own. It's not for me to... well, it is for me, I suppose, to judge. I would if there was money in it at the pub. I'd have to go there and then we'd have one team complaining about the other team. Never mind, it's all fair in love and war, isn't it? Right, here we go then. Initial letter link. Question number 1. Which TV sitcom evolved from a comedy sketch called Modern Mother and Daughter? So question 1 again. Which TV sitcom evolved from a comedy sketch called Modern Mother and Daughter? What's Robin put in school? They told me it's most perfect, and they told me nobody's perfect. So then I stopped practicing. I like that, Robin. In school, they told me practice makes perfect. Then they told me nobody's perfect. So then I stopped practicing. Oh dear, I like that. Question number 2, this is a little easier. Which wood stain and preservative manufacturer is responsible for the advertising slogan, does exactly what it says on the tin? I think that's supposed to read, it does exactly what it says on the tin, but never mind. So which wood stain and preservative manufacturer is responsible for the advertising slogan, it does exactly what it says on the tin? I'm sure a lot of you have been out there with your wood stain. The thing is, did you buy the best one or did you buy Wilco's best? I remember my son buying Wilco's paint once, painting his new house with this Wilco's paint, and it all went yellow after about 9 months. Not very clever at all, but never mind. Sorry, I'm not decrying Wilco's in any way, shape or form, but that's just what happened. Question number 3, listen carefully. In a game of Quidditch in the Harry Potter novels, what one-word name is given to the player whose task it is to capture the golden snitch? I spelt the word one there wrong. So in a game of Quidditch in the Harry Potter novels, what one-word name is given to the player whose task it is to capture the golden snitch? Nice one, Ian. I like that. Walkers have announced their new Murray-flavoured crisps. They're made from commentators. I like that. That's very clever. Although you didn't know that Murray Walker died this week. So let's raise a glass to Murray Walker. What was he, 96 or 7? Something like that. So he did remarkably well. I think 97 years. So here's to you, Murray Walker. We always liked his commentating. Even if he didn't know who the hell was coming around the corner sometimes, but never mind. Question number 4 is an anagram. It's fairly straightforward. Moon starers. Moon starers is an appropriate anagram for which 11-letter word? I'm sure you can work it out from that. So moon starers is an appropriate anagram for which 11-letter word? Ian's just, yes, he's saying he was 97. I was going to put a Murray Walker question in, but I don't think I did actually after all, but never mind. Maybe for next week. Question number 5. Which 6-letter word can be a brand of ice cream bar, a bottle that holds 1.5 litres of wine or champagne, and the surname of a fictional private investigator? Although that's going back a bit, I have to say, but never mind. So which 6-letter word can be a brand of ice cream bar, a bottle that holds 1.5 litres of wine or champagne, and the surname of a fictional private investigator? It's dead easy, isn't it, this? Dead easy quiz. Who said it was a hard quiz? Question number 6 is a one-word answer. Listen carefully. Which shipping forecast area is also the name of an English city? What's Robin put? Murray Walker once said, "I don't make mistakes, I make prophecies that immediately turn out to be wrong." Clever, very clever. That's the kind of thing he would say, isn't it? So did I repeat that one again? Lydia's already put it down there. Which shipping forecast area is also the name of an English city? If it's any help, it's not London or Birmingham. So there we have it. That's all 2 out for you. Only another 50 odd to go. So question number 7. What relation is football manager Harry Redknapp to football player, although ex-player, now manager, Frank Lampard? In fact, I might have that completely wrong, but never mind. So what relation is football manager Harry Redknapp to football manager Frank Lampard? He used to be a football player, of course. I'll put manager in twice there. I'm sure our friend Ian Wilson will like that one. He seems to know Frank quite well. Don't we, Ian? Question number 8, good old proverb. According to a well-known proverb, what is 9/10 of the law? Probably playing into Matthew's hand here. That's Matthew from PRS, our resident solicitor. So according to a well-known proverb, what is 9/10 of the law? Now, do remember, I will be asking you in a minute to rearrange these first letters of the first 9 answers to spell out something. But let's polish you off with question number 9, see what we can get there. What is Mr. Darcy's first name in the 1813 romantic novel Pride and Prejudice, written by Jane Austen? It's something I've forgotten, and I've seen it at least 3 times. So what is Mr. Darcy's first name in the 1813 romantic novel Pride and Prejudice, written by Jane Austen? Now then, I now want you to write down the first letters of the first 9 answers. And question number 10 says, the first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the name of which fictional character whose red hat distinguishes him from those around him. And it's a 2-word answer. So the first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the name of which fictional character whose red hat distinguishes him from those around him. Yes, it's a 2-word answer. Well done, Lids. I don't know why they give Lydia a spanner. It looks kind of intimidating, doesn't it? It's almost as if you get it wrong, so you're going to hit you on the head with it, but never mind. Ian's just put in California, you're more like, oh no, Canada, sorry. You're more likely to die of a kick from a moose than a terrorist attack. Those damn Muslims. Muslims. Oh dear, oh dear. That's very funny. I didn't get that straight away. Those damn Muslims. Never mind. It's just as well you've written it like that, Ian. Probably get barred. Right, how are we doing, everybody? Look carefully at all your answers and see what you've got missing. I will give you a minute on that because that was a little bit tricky, that round. I have to say, the initial letter link. You'll be pleased to know the next round, 6 of the best, is dead easy because all the answers have just got 6 letters. So you've got to come up with something for those. As I mentioned earlier, I've just been trying the Brewdog Jagged Edge. Not a bad. Spiky India Pale Ale. What on earth is a spiky India Pale Ale? My understanding of India Pale Ales was they used to put loads of hops in because the hops were particularly good at killing off bacteria. They used to put them in there for the long trips to India, I suppose. So, God knows. How are we doing, Angela? You got questions? You got answers? Oh, no, still haven't got answers for everything. Just put in the chat column if you need a little bit longer, please. And do remember, there are 2 buttons on the screen. There's one to just hit the like button. I've got 27 likes so far, so more likes the better. Obviously, I try and hit 40 on a Sunday night if we can. I think we hit 40 last week, so more likes the better. So that's an easy button you can press. And then there's the subscribe button, of course, which all it does is basically subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is then dead easy to find if you ever need to find out what the next quiz is or whatever's coming up. So thanks for those that have just hit the like button. That's great. Michelle's just saying more time, please, as is Don Quizzotti, as is Adam Foster. Yes, a little bit more time, please. That's fine. There's no rush whatsoever. As you know by now, the quizzes normally last a good hour and a half. And we always like to try and have a bit of fun. So, Olri was. So I'm still trying to pronounce Olri was. Now then, nobody's, just to test out my new microphone, by the way, nobody's actually said that it's their birthday this week. So have we got any birthdays this week? Just so I can test out the new microphone and sing happy birthday to you. Or any birthdays coming up in the next 7 days, or possibly we've missed since last Sunday. So if anybody's got a birthday coming up, it's mid-March. Remember, there are a lot of March babies, of course. My wife was born in March. So what's this? Keep quiet, everyone, says Robin. He doesn't want anybody owning up to the fact that it's their birthday. Oh dear, I could play it from my, what? Don't tell them anything. Oh dear. John said, have you started brewing yet, Nick? No, not yet, John. I'm going to go down possibly next week and try and sort the brewery out. We need a few new things. I need a new heating element fitting to the boiler. I need to check the electrics out because apparently they've tripped out and a few things have gone wrong. We also need to get some brewing ingredients ordered in. But we should be up and brewing again, I think, within the next 2 or 3 weeks. So we can get some beer ready for the pub, but we'll see. So have you started? What's it? Don't tell them anything. Don't tell them anything. Mine is November, but get it in early. Right, I could sing to you, Keith, but as November, that's probably going too far. And we will wait. Right, everybody, how are we faring? Have you got answers, at least, Angela, for something? They've got some answers down. So I'll assume everybody's at least had a stab at all the answers, even if they're not right. So let's go back to the beginning of this round number 2, the initial letter Link, the TV sitcom that evolved from a comedy sketch called Modern Mother and Daughter, apparently was absolutely fabulous, or ab-fab. Absolutely fabulous. That gave you an A. The wood stain preservative I wanted was Ronseal, of course. Number 3 was better known as a seeker. Number 4, of course, moon starers is an appropriate anagram of astronomers. Well done if you worked that out. Number 5 was a magnum of champagne, magnum chocolate bar, ice cream bar, or, of course, a fictional detective. Number 6, which shipping forecast area is also the name of an English city. That was an easy one to slip up on. That was Plymouth. Plymouth. Well done if you got that. Number 7, Harry Redknapp apparently is uncle to Frank Lampard. It's his uncle. Number 8, according to a well-known proverb, what is 9/10 of the law? That's possession. Number 9, Mr. Darcy's first name was Fitzwilliam. That was a tricky one if you didn't know it. And finally, number 10, if you rearrange the first letters of the first 9 answers, you should have ended up with that fictional character, Papa Smurf. Papa Smurf. So well done if you got Papa Smurf. Dear God. There it is. Nothing like losing a quiz on Papa Smurf, is there? And never mind, right, let's have some scores in, see how we're doing. What is it? PRS, but Albert Einstein. Was it Albert Einstein's birthday? Perhaps I could wish him happy birthday. Right, the Quizzy Rascals have moved on to a fantastic 23 points. Well played them. The Wheat Links have moved on to 19. Well played, Martin. Jed and Tracy are on 20. Our friends Sarah and Russ, James and Joe are on 19. We've got the Teasers there on 23. Squeaky Bob have moved on to 19. We've got the Rugby Rose Club on 22 points. The Givens have moved on to 20. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 21. Carol Green's moved on to 19. Chris Speaks on 20. We've got PRS have moved on to 23 points. Split the Difference are on 22. We've got John Hunwick on 19. Keith Mitchell's on 21.5. Mick Roberts is on 19. David Ann Anderson on 21. Penny Graham's on 15. Home Alone 6 are doing very well on 21 points. Emailers on 16. Famous 5 are also doing very well. 21 points. The Ridgeways have now moved on to 20.5 points. We're Pinky and Perky not far behind on 18. Julie Ian and his bottle of Shiraz are on 16. We've got Footy Vox 86 on 15.5. Georgie Lambert and the Yorkies there on 16.5. Debbie McCarthy's moved on to 22 points. Well played, Debbie. Ian Anthony James and Don Quizzotti, obviously the B team tonight. No, they're on 18 points. Well played them. Faye's doing well, 14. You're giving us a hard one tonight, she said. Well, yes, you're probably right. Professor Quiz Witty even is on 15 points. And Spoon and Fish have moved on to 21 points. PRS said, yes, it's Einstein's birthday. So go on, sing him a song. It's all relative. So here's to Einstein. Happy birthday, Einstein. Happy birthday to you. No, I won't. That's it. No more. Good old Albert. They've still got his brain somewhere, haven't they, in a jar? I think they have. I don't know where it's kept, isn't it? Where is Albert Einstein's brain kept? Come on, everybody. Is it? It's somewhere in the States. In a jar. In some university somewhere or whatever else. Somebody's going to let me know because they'll know the answer to that one. Right then, round number 3 is entitled 6 of the Best. 6 of the Best. And you'd be surprised to know all the answers start. Sorry, they don't start. They're all 6-letter answers. 6-letter answers. All right. So all the answers just 6 letters long. So if there's 7, 8, 9, you've spelt it wrong or you've got the wrong answer. Oh, it's in a fridge, says PRS. Mike Yates, or better late than never, Mike. Well played anyway. 17 points. Well played. Right then, here we go then. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce this. I should have looked this up before I started, but never mind. So question 1, lying at the mouth of the Daugava River, where it meets the Baltic Sea, Riga is the capital of which European country? So question number 1, lying at the mouth of the Daugava River, where it meets the Baltic Sea, Riga is the capital of which European country? Mike's just saying we got behind with the Zoom connection problem. Oh, blooming Zoom. Never mind. What's that you've put, Carol? Mutter Museum. That doesn't mean anything to me. You're going to explain exactly what that means any second, but maybe I understand. Perhaps you've been there, I expect, but never mind. Question number 2. Bordered by Costa Rica and Colombia, which Central American state is also the name of a type of headgear? So question 2 again, bordered by Costa Rica and Colombia, which Central American state is also the name of a type of headgear? Well, I hope all you mothers out there have enjoyed Mother's Day at least. Well, I had a decent day, even if the weather hasn't been that good. But never mind. As I say, the news this week has all been dominated with blooming Meghan and Harry and Piers Morgan. Oh dear, that's fun. Piers Morgan proclaiming that I'll be back, he said. And he said, you don't have to worry about me earning a crust. When one of the reporters said, what are you going to do for a job? He said, you don't have to worry about me. Obviously made some money somewhere along the line. Question number 3, listen carefully. In the building trade, it's one for my mate Chris, this is, what is the name given to a structural beam placed above a window or a door? So in the building trade, what is the name given to a structural beam placed above a window or a door? And do remember, next Sunday, it will be our 100th quiz. We are on quiz number 98 tonight. And it probably coincide, actually, with the start of lockdown, I suppose. That's about right, isn't it? So next Sunday, or is it next Tuesday? Is it? Oh, I don't know. Well, I must have miscounted or got something wrong, but never mind. As far as I'm concerned, it's our 100th quiz next Sunday. So do come and join us next Sunday. Right then, question number 4. With a total of 29,551 words, which tragedy is also William Shakespeare's longest play? Ah! Now I've got it, Carol. Well spotted. I knew it would be somewhere. So, Mutter Museum, Philadelphia. Einstein brain pieces. Oh, great. Well, at least they hadn't let Damien Hirst at it. That's one good thing, I suppose. We're talking about Einstein's brain again. Sorry about that. Right, question number 5. In 1978, which European country became the first to ban aerosol sprays thought to damage the ozone layer? Interesting one. So in 1978, which European country became the first to ban aerosol sprays thought to damage the ozone layer? I'm wondering whether you can actually hear my computer whirring away on my new microphone. The microphone's to the side. My computer does occasionally suddenly go into high fan mode. It blows a lot of hot air out the side. Yeah, all right. Might blow a lot of air into the microphone. All right, enough of that. Thank you very much. This is one. Question number 6. This is certainly something I have no idea how to pronounce, but never mind. Which famous musician and composer was admitted as an apprentice to the Viennese Masonic Lodge called the Wohltätigkeit, meaning beneficent, on the 14th of December, 1784? I can't pronounce that whatsoever. So question 6 again. Which famous musician and composer was admitted as an apprentice to the Viennese Masonic Lodge called the Wohltätigkeit, or meaning beneficent, on the 14th of December, 1784? Somebody might be able to pronounce that to me. Now Lydia's put it down. I'm sure Robin will tell me exactly how to pronounce that. Maybe like to put it down phonetically. I should have done. All I need to know, however, is the musician or composer's name. Surname, that is. Question number 7. The TV series Dynasty, we all remember that, an American prime-time television soap opera that aired on ABC from January the 12th, 1981, was set in which American city? So the TV series Dynasty, an American prime-time television soap opera that aired on ABC from January the 12th, 1981, was set in which American city? Voltegigkeit. Voltegigkeit. Well done, Chris. Well done. I thought somebody had come up with that. Voltegigkeit. So wait a minute. There was a word in front of that as well, wasn't there? Voltegigkeit. Does that sound better? I was never much good at languages. That's one thing I was never any good at school. In fact, I wasn't much good at most things, but never mind. Certainly not languages. Question number 8. Listen carefully. What is the heaviest of the stable halogens? It exists as a lustrous purple, black, non-metallic solid at standard conditions that melts to form a deep violet liquid at 114 degrees Celsius. Ulrich is a lot easier to pronounce than Voltegigkeit. You're right, Keith. Ulrich. That's a lot easier than Voltegigkeit. Never mind. Thanks, Piara. Thanks, Matthew. Yes, I can see what a 2 could. If I ever had a second career, you know. Johnny Cash, eat your heart out. Never mind. I was born in the wrong era, that's for sure. Maybe not, actually. Question number 9. What nationality was Copernicus, the astronomer that showed that the Earth rotated around the sun? So what nationality was Copernicus, the astronomer who showed that the Earth rotated around the sun? Very brave he was. Very brave indeed. And finally, question number 10 in this round with just 6-letter answers. Literally meaning of the kings, in which county can you find 4 towns with the suffix regis? It is the only county with 4 towns with the suffix regis. So literally meaning of the kings, in which English county can you find 4 towns with the suffix regis? If you don't know that, you can have a good guess at it because it's got 6 letters. 6 letters in its name. Right then, do look at all your answers. They should all have 6-letter answers if you're lucky. That's if I've spelt them all right, of course. And I wouldn't put that past me to get it all wrong, but never mind. And then we'll get on with some marking. There were no catch questions there, so I hope you managed to work out what all those answers were. Oh, stop. Lids, I need the can opener. You don't want to get me I'll be in the bottle opener. I'm sending my daughter, Lydia, she's going to get me the bottle opener so I can test the Oakham Citra, which I tested last week to see whether it's the same quality as it was the previous week. They have to be tested each week just to make sure that the brewer knows that they're keeping things up to scratch. Right then, everybody, let's do some marking after round 3. 6 of the best. See how you've all fared. Question 1, of course, lying at the mouth of the Daugava River, I think it is, where it meets the Baltic. Riga is the capital of Latvia. Well done with that. Number 2, of course, that type of headgear was a Panama. Panama as in the Panama hat. Not that it came from Panama, but that's a different question. Number 3, above a structural beam placed above a door or window, obviously to stop the brickwork crushing the door or window. It's called a lintel. A lintel. Number 4, with a total of 29,551 words, which tragedy was the longest. That was Hamlet, of course. Hamlet. Number 5, that European country that first banned aerosols was Sweden. Number 6, of course, the famous musician, composer admitted as an apprentice to the Viennese Masonic Lodge. That was Mozart. In fact, the Die Zauberflute, one of his, the magic flute, was all about Masonic practices, so to speak. Number 7, dynasty. Apparently, it came from the American city Denver. Well done if you got that. Denver. Number 8, the heaviest of the stable halogens is iodine. Number 9, I was after Polish. Of course, Copernicus, the astronomer, was Polish. And finally, number 10, literally meaning of the kings. In which English county can you find 4 towns with the suffix Regis? Well, it's Brer Regis, Lyme Regis, Melcombe Regis, and Whitecote Regis, which, of course, are all in Dorset. So well done if you got that, because I'm not sure as I would have got that. So Dorset was what I was after. So well done, all the teams that managed to get that. Now, I've got the feeling 1 or 2 teams that have dropped a point or 2 on that round. So let's have some scores in, see how they've all fared. Diane, Alex and Pinky Perkin moved on to a fantastic 27 points. John Hunwick, however, was doing very well on 29 points. All the way from all the Rees was. We got Georgie. You're doing very well, Georgie and Russ on. Georgie and Rory on 25.5 points. Paula Flynn and the Quizzy Rascals, they're doing remarkably well, 33 points. The Reachways have moved on to 29.5 for the Weak Links, not far behind on 28. PRS are now on 32 points. Squeaky Bob on 27. The famous 5 have moved on to 30. Well done, Hillary and the gang. Graham and Jane have also moved on to 30 points, which is doing remarkably well. David and Anderson on 28. We've got Don Quixote doing well on 27. Penny Graham's on 23. Chris Speak, 29 points. Keith Mitchell's on 29.5 points. Clive and Janet and the Teasers, they've moved on to 33 points. They're yet to drop a point. Carol saying, hurrah, 10, making 29. Well played, Carol. Sarah, Russ, James and Joe are on a fantastic 28 points. Well played, you. The Booby Prize girls with Faye are on 20 points for the pair of us. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 30 points. Footy Fox 86 have moved on to 20.5. With Mick and Bev Roberts on 27. We've got Adam Foster with Spoon and Fish on 28 points. Ian Miller, drop a point more like a bomb, he said. 22 points. Never mind, Ian. It's the taking part that counts. We all say that. Jen and Tracy have moved on to 30 with Home Alone. 6 on 31 points. Mike Yates not far behind on 25. The Rugby Rotary Club also on 32 points. Devin McCarthy's moved on to 31. Split the difference. Last week's winner also on 31 points. Harry, Ian, Julian, and the Bottle of Shiraz have moved on to 25 with Professor Quiz Witty has now moved on to 24 points. Excellent. I think just the whiskey going down, says Ian. Yes, the whiskey helps at this stage, I'm sure. As it does with my pronunciation of the quiz, you will find that it goes downhill as we get further into the quiz. We're now on to round 4. Now then, eyes. It says 10 general knowledge questions themed around eyes. So here we go. We're now trying the Dead Pony Club from Brewdog. Out of a tin, bit fizzy, but tastes all right. Right then, question number 1. Listen carefully. I'll just get my glasses. Right, carry on, Jane. You get your glasses. Right, here we go then. Question number 1. Listen carefully. In the William Shakespeare play Othello, what emotion is referred to as the green-eyed monster? So in William Shakespeare's play Othello, what emotion is referred to as the green-eyed monster? I think we had that sometime in the distant past somewhere, but never mind. Something get right. I remember anyway. Question number 2. What's this, Chris? See, Chris speak. He's just put a good joke there. I built my own house, but was taken to court. I had permission for a 2-story house, but I built a bungalow. I lost as there was a flaw in my defence. Dear, oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. PRS, I'm on a Skinner's Penny Come Quick, a stout. Well, that sounds good. That sounds very nice. I must actually, I've got some, what I was going to say, I've got some plum porter in the fridge. I'll have to get that out in a minute. We'll see. Question number 2, listen carefully. Who played 006 in the James Bond film GoldenEye? More recently, his broad accent was used to good effect in the 2019 advertising campaign for Yorkshire tea. There was plenty of eBay gums and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, good Yorkshire accent by any standards. So who played 006 in the James Bond film GoldenEye? More recently, his broad accent was used to good effect in the 2019 advertising campaign for Yorkshire tea. Robin Sport, I'm addicted to placebos. I could quit, but it wouldn't matter. That's very clever. What's this? Jed's on Mad Ruby 4.4. You be careful, Jed. Not too much of that. We've only just gone past halfway. Right then, question number 3. Listen carefully. Where do you get the Citra from? It's on offer every week in Tesco's, actually, in Rugby. And they do a 4 bottles for £6, which is a reasonable thing. Although you can mix it up with others, like plum porter or other bottles if you can get them. But it's quite regularly on offer in Tesco's in Rugby. They do a lot more decent deals than Sainsbury's, for instance, which never have any deals on beer. Right, question number 3, listen carefully. With each one representing a borough of London, how many passenger capsules are there on the London Eye? Now, I'm sure we've had this one before, surely. So with each one representing a borough of London, how many passenger capsules are there on the London Eye? Just to help you, it is an even number. Ian's just said, just change back to a plum porter. So whiskey and chase it. Well, you can chase it down with the whiskey, or you can chase the whiskey down with the plum porter. Question number 4, pretty straightforward. This one, with a possible reference to Ned Kelly. I'm not quite sure what it is. Kelly's eye refers to which number in the world of bingo rhyming nicknames? John's put, if you don't pay the exorcist, does your house get repossessed? That's very clever. Okay, question 4 again. With a possible reference to Ned Kelly, Kelly's eye refers to which number in the world of bingo rhyming nicknames? Question number 5 lends itself to all you legal beagles. Often said to be the most sued man in English legal history, who has been editor of the satirical magazine Private Eye since 1986. I trust he still is. I don't know, but I trust he still is. So often said to be the most sued man in English legal history, who has been editor of the satirical magazine Private Eye since 1986. I wonder what he makes of Harry and Meghan. That'll be good. And Piers Morgan. What, my love? Oh, next. Sorry, she's shouting at me. Next. Question number 6. The 2015 film Eye in the Sky was dedicated to which famous actor, whose previous roles have included appearances in Love Actually and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, amongst others? He has just said, I was playing online bingo with the grandchildren and granddaughter. Asked what was Kelly's eye today. Oh, well, you should know that. Oh dear. Robin said, when successfully sued for libel by Robert Maxwell, the editor of the satirical magazine Private Eye said, I gave a fat check to a fat check. Oh dear, might have got sued again, but never mind. Right, question number 7, listen carefully. What colour is the scoring zone known as the bullseye on a standard dartboard? We all know that one, surely. So what colour is the scoring zone known as the bullseye on a standard dartboard? Not an archery target, a dartboard. Come on, we've all played darts at one time or another. Some of us clearly are better than others, but never mind. Extra word in the next one, please. Not that it needs it alone, but question number 8. Listen carefully. The phrase turn a blind eye is often said to have come about when who lifted a telescope to his blind eye and deliberately disobeyed a signal to withdraw his forces during the Battle of Copenhagen in 1801. So question 8 again. The phrase turn a blind eye is often said to have come about when who or whom lifted a telescope to his blind eye and deliberately disobeyed a signal to withdraw his forces during the Battle of Copenhagen in 1801. My daughter's getting a bit. Are you getting a bit warm, Liz? Yeah, it's the computer on an E. Question number 9. Listen carefully. Which 2001 film produced by Pixar Animated Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Pictures was advertised with the tagline, "You won't believe your eye"? Robin saying that quote about Maxwell is true. Well, it is very, yeah, I can understand that, Robin. That sounds about right to me. I wonder what the big fat check was. Dear God. Not that he needed the money. Wasn't his son on television the other day? Going on about his sister? I think so, but never mind. So question 9 again. Which 2001 film produced by Pixar Animation Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Pictures was advertised by the tagline, "You won't believe your eye"? Claire's complaining it's too cold. How warm was it in your house? It's too hot. Dear God, it is too warm, but never mind. But we're heating the house up, Matthew. There's enough power coming out of our two computer fans to probably heat the house up tonight. Lydia's got one on her lap and I've got one here, and they're both belting out a bit of heat. But and finally, question number 10. Listen carefully. Which engineering officer was often heard to say, "Aye, aye, Captain," in response to Kirk's demand for more power from his dilithium crystals? That's a stupid question. So which engineering officer was often heard to say, "Aye, aye, Captain," in response to Kirk's demand for more power from his dilithium crystals? You always need a bit more power from your dilithium crystals, don't you? I will take his nickname because you're not likely to know his rank. Well, you might do, but we'll see. Ian's saying it's 24 in his house. Well, I don't think it's that hot in here. Where's the thermometer gone? I don't know where it is, but never mind. I think it's a steady 21, 22 in here. Should be round in 5 minutes. You're more than welcome, Claire, if it's cold in your house. Was it 21, is it? Yeah, it's 21 degrees, you see. Nice, stable temperature. That's what you expect in eco houses. Never varies much. Right there. What's that? The engines? Can I take it, Captain? Nice one. Well, I hope you all got that one about the dilithium crystals, at least, even if you didn't get the others. So that was around something to do with eyes, whether it's the millennium, whatever. No, I didn't mean that. Right, here we go then. I will give you some answers because I don't think we needed too long to think about those. You either got an answer down or you didn't. So question 1, the William Shakespeare play Othello, the emotion I was after was jealousy. Jealousy is better known from Shakespeare as the green-eyed monster. Number 2, it was Sean Bean, of course, that played 006 in GoldenEye. He also advertised Yorkshire tea, talking to an audience with his ruler and telling them how good Yorkshire tea was. Number 3, there are 32 passenger capsules on the London Eye. That was a tricky one, unless you know it. Number 4, Kelly's Eye, of course. Number 1. Number 5, it was Ian Hislop I was after. Ian Hislop, most sued person, apparently. Number 6, that chap was Alan Rickman, of course. Alan Rickman. So well done if you got Alan Rickman. Number 7, the colour of the scoring zone in the bullseye, of course, is red. Number 8, I was after Horatio Nelson, that completely ignored orders in the Battle of Copenhagen. Number 9, of course, was Monsters, Inc. Monsters, Inc., because, of course, they have one eye. And finally, number 10, it was Lieutenant Commander Montgomery Scott. But I will allow you to just put Scotty down. That's fair enough, isn't it? So Lieutenant Commander Montgomery Scott, who was often said, aye, aye, Captain, in a vain attempt to divert more power from his dilithium crystals. Right then, everybody, let's thank goodness for cold beers. Right, PRS have moved on to a fantastic 42 points. The Booby Prize girls with Faye McSorley have moved on to 30. Well played, Faye. Chris has moved on to 39 points. However, the Quizzy Rascals, 43, yet to drop a point. We've got the Weaklings on 38. Jen and Tracy have moved on to 40. The Rugby Rotary Club are on 41 points. The Ridgeways not far behind on 39.5. Georgie Lambert and Rory are on 34.5 points for the Yorkies. Home Loan 6, 41 points. Squeaky Bob have moved on to 37. The Teasers, 43 points. Graham and Jane Giffen are on 38. We've got, it's just gone off the screen, sorry. We've got Ian Miller on 30. Don Crisotti still doing there or thereabouts on 37. We've got Dave and Jane Anderson on 38 points. John Hunwick's doing really well on 39 tonight. Penny Graham's moved on to 31. Carol Green saying another 10, making 39 points. Michelle, Charlie and James are also on 39 points. However, Hillary and the Famous Five have moved on to 40 points. Mick and Bev Roberts are on 36. Split the difference and moved on to 41. Adam Foster with Spoon and Fish on 36. We got Keith Mitchell doing very well down there in sunny Minehead on 39.5 points. Leslie Barrett's on 36. Pinky and Perky are on 37. Debbie McCarthy's moved on to 40 with Professor Chris Whitty doing very well on 33. Footy Fox 86. A little way back on 27.5, but still doing very well. Mike Yates is on 33. We got Harry, Julie, Ian, and his bottle of Shiraz on 34 points tonight. So well played you. Now, do feel free, any of you, to put 1 or 2 remaining scores to come in, but never mind. I've just seen on the news that someone has stolen all the road signs in Yorkshire. Police are currently looking for leads. Very clever indeed. I like that. Oh, dear, dear, dear. That reminds me of a Tim Vine joke that I told the daughter. What was it? I went out with a girl called Simile, but I don't know what I met her for. I don't know what a metaphor. Oh dear, oh dear. That's a dreadful joke, isn't it? Right. Ian's but haha. Sorry, it's 2021. Lol. Right then, here we go. Chain letters now. Not a joke, clearly. James Doohan played Scotty, was shot 5 times on D-Day. Was he really? James Doohan, who played Scotty, was shot 5 times on D-Day. Bloody hell, was he really? Oh well. Probably needed some dilithium crystals then to beam him up quickly. Right then, chain letters. Chain letters. Here we go. Now, chain letters are exactly the same as a trivia trail. But instead of just taking the last letter, you can take the last 1, 2, or 3 letters of the previous answer, and they're the first 2, or the first 3 letters of the next answer. All right, you get the idea? So question number 1, on the lateral side of the tibia, what is the medical name for the calf bone? So on the lateral side of the tibia, what is the medical name for the calf bone? Well, I didn't know that. I was reading a little bit about James Doohan today, who played Scotty, was shot 5 times on D-Day and lost a finger. That's good knowledge, that is, John. Now, wait a minute. Does that mean you're a Star Trek fan by any means, or does that mean you just know all about James Doohan? You have to let me know which way. Right, take the last letter of that answer, the last 2 or the last 3, and it is the first 1, 2, or 3 of this one. So question number 2, what is the surname of the main family in the H.E. Bates, The Darling Buds of May? So question 2 again, what is the surname of the main family in H.E. Bates, The Darling Buds of May? What's John put? Even better, he was shot by a Canadian. So friendly fire as well. God. Well, a Canadian couldn't. To be fair, the Canadian couldn't have been a very good shot, could he? Because if he survived 5 bullet wounds and losing a finger, depends where he shot him, I suppose. Question number 3. Now, do remember, take the last letter, the last 2 or the last 3, and it's the first letter, the first 1 or 2 of this one. Which confectionery brand takes its name from the German word for children? Come on, that's pretty straightforward, surely. So which confectionery brand takes its name from the German word for children? It's a 1-word answer I'm after. He'd be dead if it was a yank. Oh, that isn't written very well, number 4. Let's have a look. Just trying to go around. Ah. No, it's all right. No, it is okay. I got the comma in the wrong way. Never mind. So question number 4, listen carefully. Which Australian-born real-life actor who was considered the natural successor to Douglas Fairbanks did Jude Law play in the 2004 film The Aviator? That is a 2-word answer I'm after. So which Australian-born real-life actor who was considered the natural successor to Douglas Fairbanks did Jude Law play in the 2004 film The Aviator? Now, I hope you've all been appreciating the quality of the microphone. I trust it is better. You'll have to let me know what you think out of 10 compared with the previous microphone. I've always been using my built-in microphone on my computer for the last year, and people have been moaning that it was whooshing and whirring and whatever else, and I just assumed it was the internet until I actually tried a microphone. And it's clearly is a lot clearer. There's no doubt about that. All right, question number 5. With a population, this is one my wife will know, with a population of approximately 350,000 people, Lincoln is the state capital of which American state? Oh, Jane saying the sound is crystal clear, much better, very good. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. So with a population of approximately 350,000 people, Lincoln is the state capital of which American state? It was only because my wife was born in Lincoln. But she was born in Lincoln in England, so she's probably got no idea this one was. In fact, she's looking completely blank at me. Now, you see, the next move is to get a high-quality camera. But then, of course, you'll see me warts and all. Well, I've got 1 or 2 warts anyway, but that's by the by. I'd have to start using makeup if I got an HD camera as well, wouldn't I? I'd also have to shift the picture up or down or something like that. But just let me know if you want to see me in full high definition. look at investing in a camera. Oh, no, thanks, said the wife. That's very nice, isn't it, the wife? No, thanks, she says. Oh dear, she knows what I look like anyway. Right then, question number 6. In which calendar month do fans visit Graceland to honour Elvis Presley on the anniversary of his death? God forbid, said Robin. Always thought you wore makeup. Oh dear. So question 6 again, in which, now do remember, this is the start of this month has got to be from the previous answer. So in which calendar month do fans visit Graceland to honour Elvis Presley on the anniversary of his death? What's that? Always thought you wore makeup, and that's with the lights off. Dear God. Well, I'm sorry you have to look at me all night long. Never mind. To be fair, you don't have to do that in the pub. You just have to listen to me droning on. Because a lot of the teams hide in different rooms, out the way, so that they know full well that if they're using the internet, I can't see them, but never mind. Yes, Anthony's saying, invest in a green screen and superimpose yourself in an exotic location. That's not a bad idea, actually, Anthony. We could try that. We could try that. I've been experimenting with it. I've got a program that does all this, but I've never been brave enough to actually go live with it, which allows you to have all sorts of backgrounds and things flashing about and whatever else. But that's probably getting too professional for me. Right, question number 7. Listen carefully. Invented in the mid-19th century, the Bessemer process was the first inexpensive industrial process for the mass production of what? Again, a one-word answer. So invented in the mid-19th century, the Bessemer process was the first inexpensive industrial process for the mass production of what? What's Carol put? I listen to your quiz through headphones while my husband watches TV. I can hear you much better now. Excellent. That's what I like to see, Carol. Why don't you get the husband doing it as well? Lazy good for nothing, watching the telly. He probably doesn't like quizzes. Anthony's saying, and some special effects, explosions, dinosaurs, etc. You expect me to spice it up a bit. Oh dear. Question number 8. What was the first Beatles hit single to have a girl's name in its title? So question number 8 again. What was the first Beatles hit single to have a girl's name in its title? Do remember to use the last letter, the last 2, or the last 3 letters of the previous answer to help you with this 2-word answer. So, Anthony, I just noticed you're online. Are you Zooming with your parents? So are you on your... Are you not with your mum and dad, basically? Are you on the canal? I can't believe you've got a fast enough connection, but maybe you have. Perhaps using your phone, I suppose, 4G, 5G even. So Anthony, are you Zooming with your mum and dad at the moment? That's what I'm getting at. Question number 9. Now, remember, number 8 was a 2-word answer. Take the last letter, the last 2 or the last 3 of that, and it's the first 1, 2, or 3 of this. The city, now known as Istanbul and previously known as Constantinople, was originally founded under what name? Well done, Anthony. So what speed have you got? Are you full hot and cold running internet on the boat? Excellent. So what kind of speeds do you get on your boat then? I'll be interested. You must be using, I don't know, your phone or something, I suppose. So question 9 again. The city, now known as Istanbul and previously known as Constantinople, was originally founded under what name? Now, there's a bit of a dodgy airport, Istanbul Airport. Been there quite a few times. It's not the kind of airport you really want to go to. I only say that because there's luggage lying all over the place and but never mind. You're always a bit worried there. Elliot's been there. Ah, has he? Oh, fair play to him. Where is Elliot? Have you got him? It's time he has he been doing the quiz with you? You'll have to let me know. Elliot was always good in the team, wasn't he? And finally, number 10, listen carefully. Noted for his powerful, wide-ranging voice and theatrical live shows, by what name is Marvin Lee Adey better known? So noted for his powerful, wide-ranging voice and theatrical live shows, by what name is Marvin Lee Adey better known? And it's not me, you'll be surprised to know, even if I've got a powerful, wide-ranging voice. Now then, the last letter of that, or the last 2 or the last 3 of that performer will take you back, if you're lucky, to the first letter, first 2 or first 3 of number 1. So it goes all the way around. So look carefully at all your answers. They should lead on from one another, either with 1 or 2 or 3 letters at the beginning and or the end of each of your answers. What's that? 4 mile an hour speed limit on the canal. Elliot's been there a few times too. Fortunately, that doesn't apply to the Wi-Fi. Upstairs? What, the airport? Ooh, it's pretty rough upstairs and downstairs in the airport there, believe me. Carol's just saying, you don't fit the initials. Aha! But you don't know my stage name, Carol, or my real name. Nicholas Pugh, of course, is my stage name. It's the one I use. It's not my real name, clearly. Oh, dear. Never mind. Right then, everybody, that's the end of that round. So let's get some marking done. That was the chain letters round. And you'll be pleased to know the next round, which is going to be entitled General Trivia, is 10 general knowledge questions about all sorts of general rubbish that we should all know. So then let's do some marking after the chain letters round. Hopefully most people have got 10 answers. And do remember the last letters, last 1 or 2, always feed onto the next answer. So question number 1, on the lateral side of the tibia, what is the medical name for the calf bone? That's the fibula. The fibula. I always thought it was the fibia, but it's the fibula. Number 2, of course, it was the Larkin family in the Darling Buds of May. That in turn gave you the KIN for the kinder, as in the kinder surprise, and kindergarten, of course, for children. That in turn gave you the, what was I after? The ER for Errol Flynn, of course. That actor, Errol Flynn, the Australian. That in turn gave you an N for Nebraska. Nebraska, the state in which Lincoln was the state capital. That in turn gave you the A for the month of August, which in turn gave you the ST for steel. That in turn gave you the EL for Eleanor Rigby, which in turn gave you the BY for Byzantium. That in turn gave you the M for meatloaf, which took you all the way back to number 1, of course, the fibula. So well done if you got those. 1 or 2 tricky ones there. Not expecting everybody to get 10 on that round, but well done if you did. So let's have some scores in, see how you fared before we go into the last round, which is entitled General Trivia. Now, do feel free. I've got 34 likes tonight. Do feel free to hit the like button. I'd like to see whether we can get it up to 40 tonight. And, of course, do feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've now got about 280 subscribers, which is great. I need to break the 1,000, which is a long way off yet, but never mind. I suppose if I can keep going for another 4 years, I might break it. Then we can have some high-quality advertising in there as well. Right, then let's go back and have a look at the scores. So we start off with Ian Miller with 36. Teasers, 53 points, yet to lose a point. Well done, the Teasers. Carol Green's doing fantastic on 49 points. We've got PRS on 52. We've got Jen Tracy also on 50 points. Mike Yates on 43. We've got Squeaky Bomb on 47. The Famous Five are also on 50 points. The Weak Links are on 47. We've got Adam Foster and Spoonfish on 43. Sarah and Russ and James and Joe, they're on 46 points. We've got Michelle, Charlie and James on 48 points. Chris Peake says on 36. That's a bit disappointing. Chris, what's happened there? Are you sure you got that right? But never mind. Dave Anderson's on 48 points. Paula Flynn and the Quizzy Rascals, 53 points. Keith Mitchell's now moved on to, I've just lost it, he's got off the point, 49.5 points. Mick Roberts and Bev are on 46. We've got John Hunwick, 49 points. Graham Jane Gifford are on 46. Chris said, sorry, yes, I thought that was wrong, 46 points. Well played, Chris. Devin McCarthy's moved on to 50. Penny Graham's now on 36. We've got Pinky and Perky on 47. Rugby Roast Club doing very well tonight on 51 points. We've got Anthony Ridgway. The Ridgways are doing well on 49.5 points. Julie, Ian, and Harry on the Bottle of Shiraz. They've added 10 to their score tonight, so well done them. That's 44 points. Split the difference from 51 equal with the Rugby Roast Club at the moment. Footy Fox 86 are on that 32.5. We've got Home Alone 6 doing very well on 50 points. Donkers Otis on 47. We've got Faye and the Booby Prize Girls on 34 points. And Professor Quiz Witty doing tremendously well there on 41 points. So well done, Professor Quiz Witty. It's great to see professors on the show as well as everybody else. So I reckon anybody at the moment in the 50s has got a very good chance of probably wrapping it up tonight. So we've got Home Alone 6 on 50. We've got Split the Difference 51. We've got the Rugby Rotary Club 51. We've got Debbie McCarthy 50. We have Famous Five on 50. We've got Jed and Tracy on 50. PRS on 52. Teasers, however, on 53. Alongside, I think, wait a minute, wasn't it Quizzy Rascals also on 53 somewhere? I've missed them, but never mind. I'm sure they were there somewhere. Yes, Quizzy Rascals on 53. So we've got some great scores out there. Two teams yet to drop a point. So let's hoping they're going to drop a point in the last round, but we'll see. So round number 6 is just general trivia. We have 10 questions. Nothing too tricky, nothing to upset you, but just test the grey matter. Here we go then. Question number 1. What's the letter C stand for in the class of appointment to the Order of the British Empire that is commonly abbreviated CBE? So question number 1. What's the letter C stand for in the class of appointment to the Order of the British Empire that is commonly abbreviated as CBE? I don't think possibly most teams would have struggled with that one, but question number 2 may be a bit trickier. Which sovereign country's mainland lies closest to the continent of Antarctica? So question 2 again. Which sovereign country's mainland lies closest to the continent of Antarctica? That's an interesting one. Well, do remember next Sunday, it is our 100th quiz. So I'm expecting you all to turn up, and we'll see whether we can make it a special quiz. God knows how, but never mind. I'll see whether we can come up with a bit of something special. Silly questions. We can have a whole round on silly questions, I suppose. Could even repeat some of the old silly questions, but never mind. Question number 3. Listen carefully. In the Old English proverb, every man is the architect of what? So question number 3, in the Old English proverb, every man is the architect of what? Ooh, my wife's looking blank at that. She's waiting for somebody to come up with that one. It'd be interesting to know how many of you actually do it live and how many of you Zoom it, because my wife, she has 1 or 2 of the team on Zoom, 1 or 2 on WhatsApp. She has answers coming in from all over the place, don't you? Right, question number 4. Listen carefully. What is the only US state to have a 2-word name and to have a state capital that also has a 2-word name? So, you know, your state capital, we've already had one tonight. Well, we've had 2 tonight, obvious. But what is the only US state to have a 2-word name and to have a state capital that also has a 2-word name? I'm glad the microphone's a bit better anyway. I didn't realise quite how bad it was until I started looking back at some of my own videos and thinking, what's all that background noise all the time? And it was. But never mind, I should have got it months ago, but never mind, I've got it now, so what the hell. At least you can hear me a bit better. Question number 5, listen carefully. Straight off the, this was straight off the chase this week, I think, sometime, although it's a bit worded slightly differently. Of the 4 different types of teeth found in adult humans, which do we have most of when fully grown? That's before they drop out, obviously. So of the 4 different types of teeth found in adult humans, which do we have most of when fully grown? I have to say most of mine have dropped out, so probably at the moment I'm not convinced, but we'll see. Unfortunately, number 6 has got a little bit of a bias to a certain part of the country. 1 or 2 teams might know this straight away. Others might struggle a bit, but could have a guess, I suppose. So question number 6, name the 2 countries that feature in, name the 2 counties that feature in John Constable's painting, The Haywain. Now, there is a half a point up for grabs for each. So name the 2 counties that feature in John Constable's painting, The Haywain. If it's any help, it's not Worcester. I'm sure that won't be much help. Sorry, Sarah. Russell. Question number 7. This is one that's easy to get wrong, but I tried to make it a bit simpler for everybody. Both starting with the same initial letter. What were the names of the 2 NASA space shuttles that were destroyed in fatal accidents during missions in 1986 and 2003, killing a total of 14 crew members? So question 7 again, both starting with the same initial letter. What were the names of the 2 NASA space shuttles that were destroyed in fatal accidents during missions in 1986 and 2003, killing a total of 14 crew members? Right, just got 3 questions. 3 questions to sort out the winners and the losers tonight. So I hope you're all there or thereabouts. Not too many arguments in the team. Question number 8, first appointed by Charles II in 1668, John Dryden became England's first official what? I don't want any rude answers for that one. So, first appointed by Charles II in 1668, John Dryden became England's first official what? I am pleased to see so many people have scored such good scores tonight. And it's great to see so many of you still taking part in the quiz. I do appreciate it. There's no doubt about that. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother writing them. But maybe in a month and two's time, the pub's going to open again, and I'm going to have to do the Sunday night down the pub quiz down the pub, which will be a bit of a shame for those that like to do the Sunday night quiz. But we'll see. Anyway, question number 9. Here we go. These are the sensible questions right at the end of the quiz. Which imaginary creatures did Pooh and Piglet go off to hunt, only to find out that they'd been tracking their own paw prints around a tree? I will accept 2 answers for this. So, which imaginary creatures did Pooh and Piglet go off to hunt, only to find out that they had been tracking their own paw prints around a tree? I was always fascinated by this story as a child. But there we have it. It's funny what you remember. And finally, here we go. This is the final question of the evening. British actor David Prowse, who went on to portray Darth Vader in the film Star Wars, played which fictional character in a series of public information films? In his first appearance, he stated, "Never cross near parked cars." So question number 10, British actor David Prowse, who went on to portray Darth Vader in the film Star Wars, played which fictional character in a series of public information films? In his first appearance, he stated, "Never cross near parked cars." So what was his character name? That's a stupid question, but never mind. Good fun all the same. Right, there we have it. 10 general knowledge questions. Some were a bit more general than the others, I have to say, but never mind. It's been great to see so many people putting good jokes on tonight. We've had some pretty good jokes, I have to say. Pity he didn't say, "Don't cross till the little man flashes." Oh dear. You're right, Ian. Fair play to you. Right then, everybody. I don't think we need too long to think about that lot, do we? Now, do remember, I'm 3 likes away from 40 likes, so do feel free to just like the quiz tonight if you've liked it. Of course, if you don't like it, just give me the thumbs down as well. It doesn't really matter. But 2 away, that's all we are. 2 likes away. We've hit it. Thank you very much, everybody. Right, 40 likes tonight. We've had 78 to 80 people taking part in tonight's quiz, which is brilliant. Thank you very much. Do feel free to come and join us next week. Now then, PRS have just put, shame they don't do the public information fields to give kids nightmares anymore. Well, we used to learn. It was surprising, actually, what we did learn as kids, from public information films. We used to, because you'd learn it by rote, I suppose, and, look left, look right, and all that cobblers. I mean, me and Andrew remember the Tufty Club, Oh, yes. What was his name? I can't remember what the name of that one was, but never mind. Right then, here we go. These are the answers to the previous 10 questions. It wasn't the Tufty Club, was it? Was it Tufty? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, enough of that. Question number 1, here we go. What C is a class for the appointment of the, in other words, what does C stand for in CBE? That is commander. It's the commander of the British Empire. Number 2, which sovereign country's mainland lies closest to the continent of Antarctica? That is Chile. Chile, of course, with Cape Froward. Cape Froward. What's that? Oh, the Tufty Club. It was the Tufty Club, sorry. It was about crossing the road, wasn't it? Number 3, in the Old English proverb, every man is the architect of what? Well, apparently he is the architect of his own destiny. His own destiny. So well done if you got that. Number 4, what's the only US state to have a 2-word name and to have a state capital also as a 2-word name? That's New Mexico with Santa Fe. Santa Fe is its capital. Charlie says, number 5, of the 4 different types of teeth found in adult humans, which do we have most of when fully grown? Well, I haven't at the moment because I've lost most of mine. They're all missing. And those are your molars. You have 12 molars when you're fully grown. So well done if you got molars. Number 6, name the 2 countries that feature in John Constable's painting, The Hay Wain. I put countries again, it's counties. It's Suffolk for half a point and Essex for half a point. The River Stour, of course, in the painting forms the border between the 2 counties. Number 7, both starting with the initial same letter. What were the names of the 2 NASA space shuttles that were destroyed? That was Challenger and Columbia. Challenger and Columbia. Half a point for each of those. Well done if you got any one of those. Number 8, John Dryden became the first official poet laureate. Number 9, I will allow the imaginary creatures that Pooh and Piglet set off to hunt and found it was their own footsteps were the woozles, but I will allow a whizzle because the woozles, they weren't sure whether it was the woozles or the whizzle. So woozles or whizzle was what I was after. And finally, number 10, the British actor David Prowse, he went on to portray Green Cross Man. Green Cross Man, that's what he was. So well done if you got Green Cross Man, because that was a tricky one. Never cross near parked cars, said Green Cross Man. Yes, those kids were frightened to death. That's why they chose somebody that was such height and whatever else. Frightened the kids to death. You're quite right. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in, see how we're fared. Now, PRS, that is a fantastic score. They've come up with 62 points. Squeaky Pop, not too far behind on 56. We've got Georgie Lambert, that's Georgie and Rory on 48.5. Sarah, Russ, Joe and James are on 51.5. Faye saying defo a hard one. There was a defo a hard one tonight on 39.5 points. Ian Miller's on 42.5. Got the Ridgeways 59.5 points. Where did that come from, Anthony? A fantastic score. Weaklink's on 55. Keith Mitchell also on 59.5 points. Jen and Tracy not far behind on 57.5. We've got the Teasers on 62 points. Well played, the Teasers. Dave and Ann Anderson on 54.5. We've got Adam Foster. Very well done indeed. Adam Foster, 49.5 points. Footy Fox, 86 on 37. The famous 5, 59 points. Michelle's also end up. Michelle, Charlie and James, 55.5. However, the Quizzy Rascals, they haven't dropped a point. 63 points. Well played them, especially working out Green Cross Man. Leslie Barrett, well done, Leslie, 52.5. Carol Green ends up on 58 points. Penny Graham on 43. Debbie McCarthy on 58. Mick and Bev Roberts, 54 points. Rugby Roach Club, very respectable. Anybody in the 60s tonight has done remarkably well. So well done, the Rugby Roach Club on 60 points. Ian, Harry, Julian, his Bottle Shrouds on 50 tonight. Not their hottest night tonight, but well played, Ian and the gang. Graham and Jane on 54. We've got Home Alone 6, 57.5. That's a great score as well. Well played, Home Alone 6. Diane Alex, Pinky and Perky on 55. Carol saying she enjoyed the West Country questions. I hope you got Arnold back. Ian Anthony Jones, Don Quixote. Well done, Don Quixote, 55. Split the difference, end up on 60. Well played, split the difference. What's this? Graham Griffin saying we could do the 100th quiz entirely in a West Country accent. Can we? Probably for easier accents than that, but then wow. Professor Quiz Witty, 46, he says, missing our Lancaster team. Well played anyway, Professor Quiz Witty. That was fantastic. And thank you all for taking part tonight. It appears that tonight's winners were the Quizzy Rascals on a fantastic 63 points. We had split the difference on 60. We had the Rugby Rotary Club on 60 points. Famous 5, they're worth a call on 59. We've got the Teasers on 62. Anthony Ridgway, 59.5, as was Keith Mitchell, 59.5. And we had PRS on a fantastic 62 points, only dropping 1 point all night. I hope it wasn't the Woozles that they dropped the point on. I'm sure it wasn't. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for taking part tonight. I've had 41 likes, which is great. Let's look forward to seeing you all. If not on Wednesday night, because we will be doing a quiz Wednesday night, same time, 8 for 8:30. If not, come and join us for our 100th quiz on Sunday night with my new microphone. Hopefully makes things sound a little bit better. And we'll look forward to seeing you then. So good night all. Stay safe. I hope you all get your jabs, those that haven't, and let's get back to some kind of normality. So good night all, and thank you very much for taking part.